All right, guys, welcome to another live stream. Welcome to another live stream. Happy Monday. We're going to talk about the markets. Today, the markets seem pretty flat. I mean, for the crypto market, it looks like a lot of altcoins are tanking. It looks like some of them are finding bottoms. And I think for, maybe in a week or so, I think that's when we're going to start to see a big push. And I think this is kind of like the last shakeout before the big. I keep hitting myself with this. Before the big run up that we usually typically see after the halvening. Um, Again, people expect after the halvening for prices just to go crazy, but it takes time to settle in, especially with the big run up that we already have. I mean, if we look at the charts, we already went from 20,000 all the way up to 72,000, 73,000, or I think it was 74, breaking an all time high because last time, our last all time high for Bitcoin was 72. And I think we hit 74 this year. So we already broke all time highs. We're already up 50 to 100%. So it's only right that we consolidate for a little bit before we do move on to the next leg up. As far as the markets go for stocks, I'll be sharing my screen soon, but it looks like everything is pretty much flat. We'll take a look at a couple of stocks and a few stocks, but I think it's a good opportunity to start either loading up on some of your favorite positions because some positions have sold off, and then there's just some assets that haven't taken off at all, and they'll probably start running later on in the year, especially when we go and do the rate cuts. They're expecting the first rate cut to come in September, and maybe if we have another one, maybe it'll come at the end of the year, December. But who knows, right? They keep going back and forth, and they keep, switching up the sentiment. But it looks like we're going to be heading towards a rate cut for September. That's what everybody's predicting. So we'll see. All right, so let me share my screen so we could go over some charts and look at some stocks. That's what we'll do today. We'll look at some stocks. We'll look at some cryptos, and we'll see where the market's going to take us. All right. All right. If we look at the S&P is up, Dow's up, Nasdaq is up, Russell 2000's up, crude oil is up, and gold is down. Yeah, gold. I mean, I think gold did have a little bit of surge in the last 6 months, but when it comes to tech stocks, crypto, I don't know how well it's going to do. A lot of the gold maximalists are saying that it's going to go to 10K once we get once we get like hyperinflation, but who knows? Gold has been pretty much, not, well, I wouldn't say not existing, right? It did break an all-time high, or did it? Let's see if we can go out. Yeah, it did. It broke out 2,000 to 2,300. And it's somewhat scarce, right? It's not like Bitcoin where it's really capped. Bitcoin is capped at 21 million. Gold is capped in the sense that it's hard to mine more gold. You have to find it. You have to use a lot of resources to extract more gold. I mean, you can increase the resources for Bitcoin, more GPU power, stronger, whatever servers or compute power to generate faster, but the ultimate supply is capped at 21 million. So I don't think gold will ever catch up because people can always mine more, right? They just have to invest a lot of money in mining resources, and they can create more gold, right? Or they can find more gold. So yeah, but it's still scarce. So I think gold is, I guess it's safe if you don't want your money to go down. But if you want to make some money, I don't think it's the best. I think honestly, Bitcoin is the best. And then When it comes to store of value, I think Bitcoin's the best. And I think Australia just came out with their ETF, their Bitcoin ETF. So they're going to start trading Bitcoin on ETFs, spot ETFs. Let me just look that up. Yeah, it says Australia Stock Exchange approves first spot Bitcoin ETF. So on VanEck. So that'll probably start this trade soon, right? They already approved it, probably a week or two before they start trading, and that's going to be another country that you know uh, is going to be trading. That's going to have exposure to spot ETFs. Now we have Hong Kong, we have Australia, we have I think Ecuador. It's the currency that they transacted now. They use it as the reserve currency, I should say. I think that's what Ecuador uses it as. Or I don't know if it's Honduras. No, I think it's Ecuador. And then obviously the US. And there was somebody else as well. I think India right now has banned it, but I'm pretty sure they'll probably go ahead and push it through and they'll probably have an ETF as well. I'm not sure if Korea or China has one, but they'll probably follow suit because it's right now it's inevitable, right? So yeah, Australia is approving a spot ETF, and it's just gonna bring more demand in the crypto space. So it's more bullish news. All right, but let's get off this gold chart. I just wanted to look at gold, but yeah, it did break out. But again, it's in the trillions, right? It's going to take a lot for gold to do something crazy. Let's just say that, especially when you have Bitcoin on the scene. All right, so we looked at the overall stock market, the indexes. Let's take a look at Nvidia. Let's see how Nvidia did today. We want to look at the blue chip stocks. Nvidia kind of kept solid today. If we look at market open is at 930. It took a dip, right? Fell to 129.61. Sorry, 61, and then it consolidated here around 130, 132, and finished around 130, 131. So it didn't really do much today. It took a dip in the beginning. But again, remember it did that 10 for 1 split. Or is it 10 for 1 or 1 for 10? No, yeah, 10 for 1 split. 10 stocks to your 1. So it was at trading around 12 something. So it started around 120 something. So it's a 10, close to a 10 to 11% gain, and it's at 3.2 trillion. So, yeah. I think it's definitely has a lot more room to grow, especially with the demand for the Blackwell chips coming pretty soon. The H100s are still popular. They're coming out with H200s. So it should be an interesting time in the next year or two to see how Nvidia does. And looking all the way out, the chart is overextended. All right, so maybe the next earnings, it's gonna fall. I definitely think we're gonna get a crash. I don't know when, but remember, stocks can't just go straight up. They're gonna need a correction. And sometimes there's a huge correction. Even if you go to Tesla, right? When Tesla was having its run, and if we go back, all right, it ran all the way up from 2020 to 2022, 2 years it ran up basically. And I don't really count these as huge pullbacks. This is like a consolidation run up. So we could have Tesla. So if we look at, so it's like a 2 year before it had this like crash right here, right? Boom. Nvidia. And who knows? Maybe it go to 6 trillion. Maybe it doubles before it crashes. So 2022, again, it's been a 2 year run. You know, that's the same that Tesla did. So it looks like, a correction is coming close. Um, and, so you could expect something. So, but, with rate cuts and stuff like that, it's going to be hard to see this one get cut. So maybe in 2025 we see a pullback, a huge pullback. Yeah, and if I'm building out a position, like let's say 2025, I'm looking for something to invest in. Maybe if it goes to 90 something, maybe that's something I get into. It's either going to be this or Tesla. Because I'm going to try to get out of my crypto position. Not try, I'm going to get out of my crypto position beginning of 2025, first quarter for sure. And I'm going to need something to put my money in. So Nvidia is one of those ones, depending on the price, or I might just convert some of those gains to BTC, and then just hold that. But it just depends on how much I get out of the crypto market this bull run. We still have a lot of time left. We're in June, so we have from July to all the way to December. I think we're going to see some fireworks, and then that first quarter of 2025, I think it's going to be very important. So from January to March, we should definitely see something. And then from there, probably take profits, and just, figure out what's going to be the next investment at that point. I really still do like crypto, so we'll see. All right. So Tesla, what did Tesla do today? Wow, Tesla ran up a lot. I think Kathy Wood said it was going to be like a $2,600 stock. And honestly, I think it's valued pretty low right now, 597 billion. I definitely think it's a, trillion to $2 trillion company. But again, there's a lot of competitors in the EV space. Right now, a lot of people are going electric, so it's going to take a lot of demand from people going to Tesla. Like I want to go to an electric car, and I like Tesla because it's proven. But again, it's more of like everybody has it, so I'm looking for alternative electric vehicles. And there's a lot of good options out there. So Tesla's not the only one, but it is doing other stuff like the robo-taxi stuff, and then some other things as well. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a good stock to hold right now. I feel like it's consolidating. Again, when rate cuts come, probably see this back at $400. 50%. Okay. So what else? Shopify. Shopify's been something I've been looking at too, as a potential investment because it's pretty huge. Like everybody needs a store to set up, and it's 85 billion. I could see this being a 400 billion. It's probably going to take like an AI partnership or something like that to get it going, or some type of crypto partnership to get it moving here, or an increase of people trying to create Shopify stores or something like that. So yeah, this is something else I'm looking at. Apple, I heard Apple is moving today. 216. Yep, Apple started at 213. It's at 216 today. It's a $3 trillion company too. They're getting into the AI space as well. They just had their that WWDC conference or whatever it is. talking about how they're going to implement AI in their products in the iPhone. I'm curious to see what they're going to do for the iPhone in October. I wanted to upgrade. It's only like 150 to upgrade to the 15 plus on AT&T. But the 16 is coming out soon, so I might as well just wait for that. But I know they're going to charge a little bit more, but we'll see. It's just no point of updating it now if there's a new one coming out. I have the 13, so I haven't updated in 2 years. So I'm going to update this year, get a new phone. So, but they're doing good. It's just big market cap is, trillions of dollars. This is kind of when you have your money set already and you just go all in. And, this is probably going to be a $10 trillion company, right? 5 to 10 trillion in the near future. So like a double or triple. All right. Let's look at coin market cap. All right. So like I said, Bitcoin here is it's been stagnant. If we look at the 7-day, well, it did increase today. We are at 65 to 66, so it is making a comeback, but not too much. If we zoom out to the 1 year, there's not much going here. It's just kind of moving sideways. Who's suffering the most is altcoins. Altcoins are suffering the most. So 24 hours, the biggest losers. So you see stuff down 25%, 14%, 14%, 14%, 14%. So it's a lot of red today. And this is the shakeout. This is the shakeout before we run up. And it feels like the last shakeout because things are crashing a lot, like very hard. Like even Avalanche was at like $60. If we zoom out, like this is a huge crash. And then you get this run up. It was something similar to this. So we may get another dip, but who knows? But yeah, a huge crash. Right now we're just getting a huge shakeout. And I think this is just right before the pump. Now, who's going to pump first? Again, it was those narratives that we're talking about, the DePIN, the AI, the layer twos. They're going to go one by one. I don't think everything's going to pump at the same time. And hopefully, whatever you're in pumps first, then you can move out into other plays. And that's where the money is made. So it's going to be an exciting time. And I think you should, be ready. I think this is cool too. Like they show you all the stuff on CoinMarketCap. Show you like, okay, this is what happened here. Terra Labs and the Luna Fund Foundation. So that's where you had that whole crash because Avalanche invested a lot in Terra Labs. So this was a huge crash right there. And they keep going for that. This is pretty cool that they had that stuff. But yeah, let's see. Get rid of this. Share FaceTime. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting these next couple of weeks. I think maybe in July we're gonna start to see a pump. Hopefully it's DePIN. Hopefully it's AI that pumps. I'm invested in the AI space. I'm not gonna say which project, but I'm hoping that the AI space takes off first. So, that way I can get my positions. Not to be greedy or anything. I'm just saying as an investor, like I'm hoping DePIN goes first, and we get just a huge AI rally, and that would be great. But either way, it's gonna come. I know it's gonna come. So if it doesn't come first, it'll come later on. But I have a good feeling that AI is going to be one of the number one narratives that take off first in the crypto space. So hopefully that's the case. Hopefully you guys are invested in the AI space, the crypto space, those sectors, so you can benefit from that. And remember, I think all coins are going to benefit. I think, if you're kind of like down in some positions, I wouldn't sell anything because in a bull market, everything kind of like doubles or triples. Even if you're in a crappy play, like all the coins just like go up in value because everything else is going up. So definitely not a time to sell. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll talk to you guys Wednesday when I get on, and take care.